Question number 12, David Seymour.
Mr Speaker, my question is to the Minister for Building and Housing and reads as follows. Does the Minister agree with the Deputy Governor of the Reserve Bank that the key problems with housing supply are a limited supply of land ready for building, restrictive planning processes and a lack of coordinated planning in infrastructure development?
The Honourable Paula Bennett.
On behalf of the Minister for Building and Housing, yes. That is why we have a significant program of work underway to speed up land supply and address planning and infrastructure issues. In respect of land supply, we have established 129 special housing areas across New Zealand that will yield more than 51,000 new homes. We are also reforming the Resource Management Act to provide the more long-term solution required to deal with restrictive planning processes that currently impede land available for housing.
Is it a fair
Order. Call for a supplementary question, then I'll give it. Supplementary question, David Seymour.
Is it the case that New Zealand has run out of land and a whole generation will be confined to live in apartments over train stations?
The Honourable Paula Bennett.
Mr Speaker, no. There's quite a lot of land in New Zealand and still quite a lot of land that can be used for supply of housing, and we can see both that brownfields and greenfields development in Auckland. I must say though, as some of my neighbours in New Lynn that are doing a pretty remarkable development down by the train station, I'm equally enthused by apartment living and its opportunities, but I think that the great thing about this country is we can give people housing choices, and that means they can also have the availability of living in homes as well.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, David Bennett.
Does the Minister expect to see substantial reform of the Resource Management Act passed in this term?
The Honourable Paula Bennett. Insofar as this Ministerial responsibility.
Mr Speaker, on behalf of the Minister, the answer unequivocally would be yes. He absolutely does think, and we do, certainly on the side of the House, understand the importance of changes to the Resource Management Act to free up land, make that building available. It seems we've still got a bit of work to do across the House. Yeah.
Order. That actually concludes questions for oral answer. Order. I have received a letter from Carmel Sepuloni seeking to debate under